Good morning. It's a bright, sunny, beautiful day here again in Barbados, or Paradise if you wish. So I've got a couple of friends and family asking me what it looks like to stay in a quarantine approved apartment. So apparently in this pandemic situation, once you arrive in Barbados, irrespective of your nationality or where you're coming from, you should stay in a quarantine approved apartment. So what does a quarantine approved apartment look like, and how much does it cost? The cost ranges from anywhere between $70 to $120. So the question here is all about affordability. Right, so I'm going to show you where I stay, or where I stayed all this quarantine period. My quarantine lasted for 6 days, an additional 3 days just plus or minus, just in case they want me to observe more days in quarantine. And how much does it cost? As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to show you inside or interior of where I stay. But I lived in Dover area and observed my quarantine, as you can see over there, in Michelin Apartments. What does it look inside, or what does it look like inside being or staying in a quarantine approved apartment? Let's go find out. I'm pretty much sure you've seen this already right now, so I'm going to show you the interior, and first of all let you guess how much it would be, or how much it looks like to stay in a quarantine approved apartment that I'm about to show you. Then I'll let you know how much it actually costs to stay here. Stay tuned. Right, here we are. Here's the kitchen area. A bit spacious to say. And the fridge quite empty. You don't get anything on arrival. This is kind of the living room area, and a wardrobe, and a bed to sleep on at least. Then the bathroom is just next to the bedroom. I've got a TV there which never worked, and of course a dead towel. Luckily I always travel with my towel. I don't like sharing towels. Never used it. So here you are. And guess what? How much do you think it costs to stay here per night? You've been around, you've traveled around, I suppose, and you've been or stayed in Airbnbs and Booking.com apartments. What do you think the cost to stay in this quarantine approved apartment is? Let me know in comments below before I tell you the actual price. Right, done with your guess? To say the less, you don't get anything in this quarantine approved apartment. You don't get anything like soap, toilet paper, dishwashing liquid, or even the laundry liquid or laundry powder. You got to buy them yourself. Should you visit this country, I'll make a separate video of that, but I will tell you, yes, there's a lot to see. People are nice, food is good, atmosphere is great, it's hot, I love it. But should you visit during pandemic? I would say no. Not to run the country out of tourism money, but there's a lot you should pay attention to, which you're probably not used to. And the lot you should pay attention to is the fact that you have to stay in a mandatory quarantine apartment. You cannot book on Booking.com or Airbnb and expect to stay there for the time of your stay, or during the whole time of your stay. You have to stay in a very narrowed down list of quarantine approved apartments. And trust me, most of them are not something a regular traveler like me can afford. Some of them you can afford, but the problem is availability. So that one was available, I could afford it, and I stayed there. And guess how much? It was 85 US dollars a night, including all the taxes and fees. So that was what an $85 US dollars a night apartment looks like in Barbados, quarantine approved. Looking around, you could find a lot more beautiful options, better options on Airbnb, booking.com, but those are not quarantine approved. So what does it take to get your apartment quarantine approved? I don't really know, because I don't care. But if you're planning to come to Barbados in this time, or in these pandemic times, I think you should wait when the pandemic is over, or when they at least relax some or all of the pandemic rules, because some of them are not favorable to you and to myself. But what can you do? Just come here, have a good time, relax and enjoy. But make sure you come in at the time when the rules set in place are okay, are the things you can tolerate or say yes to. So that's my advice about coming here during this time.